And to the old members that have found their way back to the community, I need you just as much as you need me. We have a very critical close coming here that we're all going to be able to experience together, as XRP is on the borderline here of having a daily close over 60 cents and tried to signal a surge to 66.6 cents, or about a 15% rally here. We definitely need that 60-cent close to finally get on top of this pivot point at a daily close. So this is going to be a very critical time in the next 15 minutes. We're going to look very closely on the XRP technical analysis, as I'm very excited. As earlier we talked about a possible delay to 66.6 cents, but it appears we've shrugged things off. In Bitcoin, we've seen that there was approximately, it was about 16,500 Bitcoin valued at about $1 billion that went into the outflow. And it was from an Asian account, but I believe it was on Coinbase, as we shared earlier. But we don't know if that was what actually is what caused the initial drop. So just because it came out and we were able to see this information, that could have been a stall tactic, like we talked about earlier, that maybe that was FUD so that people would get out anticipating a very big drop. Then it corrected by about 1,100 points earlier just to rebound and par all losses, and now it's up 1,300 points. So that could have been a very big distractionary tool to get people to further sell. I continue to say spot is king for a reason. Despite all these up and down, left and right jabs they're throwing at leverage traders, and some of them not strong-willed, strong-minded, or just ones that don't understand the actual technical analysis and the actual formations we're in, might have that ability to or have that urge to say, you know what, I'm out of here, I'm selling. Not understanding it's an accumulation phase, and you could have, in theory, depending on where your levels were, if you didn't have as much XRP as you wanted, or maybe you never bought into XRP at all, and at 62 cents, you're like, oh my God, I missed out, and then all of a sudden it hit 52 and you were able to take a shot, or 54 or 55. So you just got to stay emotionally sound, and we have to watch the ebb and flows, because look, we've already parred all those losses. And now XRP's on the verge in 13 minutes to have this very critical close that we've been anticipating in the last 3 days of over 60 cents and a hold. Right now, we are literally as close as you can get to closing over at 60.15 cents. So we'll look at this very closely. And with Bitcoin, a very impressive reversal. And as we talked about yesterday, for anybody who was in the live at 6:30 approximately, Bitcoin with that huge grab for liquidity, I would be shocked if it doesn't make that push. And we'll talk about this cup again, to the top of this cup at 69,000 that started in 2021. We had the big drop all the way through. And now 3 years later, almost to the day, we're about to finish this cup again. We're only about 6,500 points away. And me personally, I don't think Bitcoin came all the way up here not to finish that. And then we can talk further about a handle that could bring you down somewhere anywhere between 38 and 52,000. I know it's a wide gap, but there's two different theories on that handle. And also one other thing to consider, XRP, it's still valid. We had our third weekly golden cross in XRP's history back in last July. We had a nice rally, and every single time after the initial rally from that weekly golden cross, it had at least in each three of the last three occurrences, or the only three occurrences, there was at least a 53% drop. This one had a 53% drop. The one before had about a 65, and another one had almost a 70. It was over 70%. But at least a 53% drop occurred after the initial rally. So if we ever have a fourth instance, we can cite this. At least 3 times we've had, or the only 3 times, we had a weekly golden cross. And after the initial rally, it had at least a 53% correction. So put that somewhere in your memory bank for the future if we ever have a fourth weekly golden cross. And that is still valid. We're still within that. We never gave it back. And in fact, we're finally starting to bounce off of that weekly golden cross. So we'll see what happens here. But if we start pushing some numbers, if we can get over 66.6 cents and have a close, then it would signal 75, get over 75, and now we're talking. We would have to close over, as I've said, 82 cents, that extension area from November of 21 in that wide formation. But once you did that, you would already be over the 6-year consolidating formation from when we hit all-time highs in January of 2018. All the way down to a swing low in March of 2021. That was a 27-month consolidation. Then we ended up going back at in April of 2021, where we hit the bear market rally of all bear market rallies, when most other altcoins and Bitcoin was in a bull market. XRP only got to $1.98. We did great. We went from 47 cents to $1.98. We called a spade and said we got to get out at $1.66. And then I'll tell you where we bought back in as we go through this journey. So $1.98, 2021, finally hit our second hit of resistance. First hit was $3.30 to 50 cents, depending on exchange. Then we came back down and we ended up hitting the uptrending support at about 28.6 cents. We bounced back up and around, hit the uptrending support again in 2023. That one was in 2022. 2023, we had it at 3.4 or about 30 cents, went back up, had a nice little rally, and then they dropped it down and they talked about quantitative easing from tightening. And I said, guys, everybody, you got to buy it. And then there was that, well, we bought it previously at 34.6 cents in March of 23 approximately. Then it had another rebound and came crashing back down somewhere mid to late 23 at around 36, 38 cents. Ever since then, it's never come back down to the uptrend. And in fact, we're looking for that third hit on resistance on this consolidating formation that's been going on for over 6 years, since January 2018. And that next hit of resistance, we approximate at around 75 cents. Even if it were to be rejected, it's approximated that we have to come up to 75 cents to at least confirm this pattern resistance. And then the pattern can only go out until December of this year in 2024. And the support could be all the way down at 38.4 cents on a rejection. So that's how we get this consolidating triangle that continue. I call it a contracting triangle here at the end as it's converging. So I guess a converging triangle would be more like it. But that's what's going on, just to give you a quick understanding for anybody who's new. If you are tuning in, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. It'll allow not just the new viewers, but old viewers that might not have found their way back here because it's not being recommended through the YouTube feed. But by hitting that like button, the algorithm starts to reach more of our audience that used to be here and they find their way back home. So without further ado, let me do a timestamp here so I can do the intro. Good evening. 6:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, March 1st, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. If you're watching out in the abyss right now, as we're 8 minutes until the close, and you're like, how the hell do I buy XRP? Or I'm getting tired of these exchanges. Like I keep saying, I'm getting sick and tired of every time we have a rally, being on Uphold, and it's down. Seeing on Kraken, down. Binance, down. Coinbase, down. So I've been transitioning a little bit. My funds are still on Uphold that I like to trade with, but I've started to branch out into BITUNIX. For USA users, XRP, you can trade there, and there's no VPN you need. There's no fancy mumbo jumbo. You don't even need KYC right now, so take advantage of that. And it's been up every single time. In the July drop, it's been up, and I fear right now we're going to have some kind of rally, and we're going to have leverage traders, we're going to have spot traders, and they're not going to be able to do what they want to do if they're trying to do a quick swing or if they're looking to buy for the first time. So in the pinned comments in this live, I started to pin it in the live because people kept asking where I trade. So BITUNIX, click on that link. And if you want to donate, there's a link for Cash App if you don't want to do it through YouTube on that pinned comment as well. So take it upon yourself. There's bonuses. If you put in 400,000, you get like $5,000, and that goes down from there. But it's incentivized, so take a look at it, especially in the USA. But we need to get into XRP. It's up 2.52% on the day. We're coming into one of the most important closes in recent memory for XRP. We have not been able to close over this pivot point and hold it for some time. It's a major pivot point, and we're so close to actually closing over this area, but we just haven't been able to do it yet in the daily time frame. We're close. We're close. And we have an engulfing candle here that if we could add a little more pressure, we could have seen this extend out. Now, the good news is where it's closing right now, it's going to end up pulling this all the way to the top of this candle for the most part. So as long as we close where we're at, we're going to have a beautifully closing daily candle, and it could spike us up pretty quickly here. Before the close happens, if you take a look at quant, it's receded a little bit. It was up as high as about 11, 12%. Now it's up 9.6%, but oftentimes quant likes to front run us, and it likes to predict the move for XRP to come. It's up 8.39%, but it's just coming up to this cup as we've been talking about. I think it's pretty clear here that it's coming up to a cup and then it could consolidate out. And that's just the handle, which is important. That's the handle it's formed, but it's important. Is it fair to say we formed this handle and now we are shooting out? We could shoot right out to the top. So pay attention. This absolutely looks like it's formed a cup and a bullish handle here with the recent emergence of this 8.5% move here. So pay attention to quant. It's telling us a lot right now, I believe, about XRP, in my opinion. Oh my goodness, how could I forget this? I didn't even get to the comments. Holy smokes. I don't even know how many people are watching. Yes, I did timestamp it, Julie. Thank you. See, Julie's trying to keep me updated. Make sure I'm doing my job. So yeah, let me look in the comments real quick. I'm just going to look at it. I'm at 134 people watching. Wow. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through all of this. Welcome in, everybody. ATK, Matt, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for 5 months with the XRP Predictor. Mo, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Kryptonian, good evening. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for month 1. With me being, you have the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. So I know it's a month 1 emoji badge. Julie Arwine, welcome in. Juju, thank you, my love, for tuning in. And you've been in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. Some of you know Julie, Juju, my significant other. Kryptonian, thank you for being in Tom's Army for 1 month. As I stated, Harvey Boy, thank you for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Oh, it's true, folks. It's damn true. That's my face superimposed on there. Aaron, thank you for not only being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, but thank you for the $10 donation here right off the bat. Your third ever YouTube super chat on the live. Why, is he sleeping? Aw. JW, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. ATK, welcome in. I already talked to you as well. Mark, Juan, John, Richard, Mr. Bo Singles, welcome in. Good evening, my friend. And thank you for being part of Tom's Army, even though it doesn't show up on there, Mr. Bo Shingles. I know you're part of Tom's Army. I know who you are, as we talked earlier. It's not showing it on YouTube, but let's recognize he's also in Tom's Army. So thank you for the continued support, my friend. Richard, welcome in. We've got, let's see, Trading with J-Ride, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. Hit that like button indeed, folks. Hit that like button indeed. Thank you all so much for sharing with the audience. Hit the like button. Rob and UK Phil, welcome back, and thanks for continuing in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XRP Meteor. C-Zam joining Tom's Army for month 1 with me being abducted by aliens. I appreciate seeing that emoji badge. The Gatman, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Everybody I know sold their XRP. They say it is trash. Laugh out loud. Unbelievable. The Gatman, that's what we want. As XRP's 2 minutes from having a pivotal close over a pivotal point for the first time over the pivot level of 60 cents, I couldn't be happier right now to share it with each and every one of you. This should open up the door for a 15% surge to 66.6 cents in the coming days. DGB right now as well is ripping it. We're now over a 1x clean as we bought in around 0.006 cents, 77,777 tokens. But we talked about it, and we'll continue to talk about it as DGB was getting ready to rip it. Just rip it. I'm very, very blessed. Let's see. Sean Crothers, welcome in, my main man from Maine. If you would like to put in comments, Sean, as he's got the first suggestion of the night, I'll let you share it with the audience what you want me to talk about, but we've got it ready to go here, and we're going to do some good technical analysis here to come after we talk about XRP. Jeff Regan, and then obviously I like to bless the audience, so, you know, we'll go over some of the technical analysis I have seen, but he's already spoke to me privately. Jeff Regan, welcome in. Fed to allow emergency bank lending program to end 3/11. Oh, buddy. Get your money in order, ladies and gentlemen. I told you I'm very cash poor because I don't trust the bank, so I put my savings in precious metals, and most of my money that's liquid was all in crypto and commodity-based. Most of it in crypto, but now it's doing pretty well in crypto. I've doubled my portfolio and then some. Hamza, welcome in and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 month, for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Thank you, Hamza. I know, that's the thing. Why would it hold this message? He can swear if he wants, show that message. Like, what are we talking about here? He's allowed to show his opinion. Vaughn says, fuck uphold, always down, and then wants to give you a prostate exam every time you try to, I'm assuming you're trying to say withdraw your stuff. Yeah, no. Or send your, I agree. That's why I'm starting to be more fond of BITUNIX. They're not going down during the times of volatility, and it's making me nervous because I've had the situation where I had futures contracts on other sites in the past years, even though I don't like to leverage trades much anymore. And I wanted to go sell, and it wasn't available because of the high time of volatility. The damn site's down. It's bull crap. So I've been trying to find a different way for my audience. And you guys know I waited about 6 months to really start talking about this exchange because I tested it. We watched it through the ups and downs together on a live with no interest at stake for any of us because we weren't even using it. And we're noticing this exchange is staying up time after time again while our exchanges are going down and we can't figure it out. So I started researching it, and this exchange has never gone away. BITUNIX has never stopped allowing us to buy XRP, which is crazy. It's just like Uphold during this whole thing. And yet it stays up. Like, what the hell is... And their fees are fractional compared to Uphold. If I buy $500 in XRP, I'm getting at least $498. Not $460, not $450. You know, it starts to get a little ridiculous when you start paying the exorbitant amounts for XRP when I can simply send it over for somewhere cheaper on a ledger. And then send it to Uphold if I want to have capital. Or have it hold there so I can get airdrops and stuff like that. But I'm getting tired of being played by these exchanges. So I'm doing it my best to let everybody know I'm fed up with it, and you should be too. So, you know, we need to find somewhere at least. I love Uphold, so I ain't going nowhere from there. But at least during the high times of volatility, I have enough capital on BITUNIX to where I can do some work. It's taking me some time, but now I can do some work. Anyhow, let me get through this because I'm a little passionate this evening. I apologize, but I know some of you understand. Sean, yes, Turbo, where... Anyhow, let me continue going through the comments. Some of you know Uphold likes to mess with me, so I have to keep re-putting in my stuff. We're going to look at it from probably MEXC when we do it. So Sean will come back to that, but we're going to go back to that, and we're going to do that in real time. Very familiar with it now, though, Sean, so we're going to get some good information. Anyhow, let me continue here. Britain, DGB is ripping. It sure is. It sure is. Random, welcome in. Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Boshangles. Or, Slangles. I'm just glad that I know your name now on here, your updated name, so that I can give you credit for being in Tom's Army. I always like to give people credit. Diamond in the Rough and Rough Creations, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XP Meteor. Tanya, Noah, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Tanya Love will be covering H-Bar in this live as well, as I'm very excited. XRP closed over the pivot point of 60 cents. Matt Holden, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 5 months with the Predictor, XRP Predictor. Rob Holtkin and O. Johnson have been in Tom's Army for 3 months each. I appreciate that. John Page, welcome in. The Great Fallen, good evening. Cue the rug pull. I know the Great Fallen. We got to see what goes on here, but right now, 60 cents is a pivotal moment for XRP. I wouldn't say cue it just yet, but we'll see. We'll watch. You know, what I like to say is we're cautiously optimistic, but we've been waiting for that 60-cent close, and maybe the pull happens at 66.6 cents. But we definitely been waiting for this close to have a shot to signal for that next 15%. Yes, Julie?
He's shaking his head, not laughing.
I heard him laughing. I didn't know he was shaking his head. Crypto Scrooge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. Crypto Scrooge is here on YouTube. He's been watching me from the beginning, closing in on 1,000 subscribers. Crypto Scrooge, why don't you share your link in my chat? There's 162. Oh, my goodness. 162 people here already. No wonder I can't get through the chat. Mississippi 601, welcome in. Crypto Jugs, Alex H. Von Arguel, welcome in. And Alessandro, welcome in. Weekends, usually low volume. Think we have an active weekend. I think low volume will continue, but we're going to have a very active weekend this weekend, I have a feeling. If you are tuning in, please make sure to hit that like button. Only 91 people have hit that like button out of 159 people. I think we can do better than that. And if you respect my work and want me to continue to grow my audience, you will hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. Maybe it finds somebody who hasn't been here for a while, and that's how they find their way back. Thank you, Crypto Scrooge, for sharing that. So please, if you're interested in Sologenic, the XRP Ledger, even XRP, Corium, he does a great job looking at the relationships between it. Even Flary's done a good job with. But he does a good job tying in Sologenic, especially into the ledger, and how it is a good component to have with XRP. Yeah, Sean's definitely got some big bags. I never talk about anybody who talks to me personally, but he can share his own bags. I know he shared something about DGB. So XRP right now, the significance. 60 cents is a major pivot point we closed over, but now we've got consecutive candle closes over the July of 2023 formation, which is substantial. It is substantial. We want to make this next move up. And it's not just right up to where you see it's this rising channel. Now, when I called this move and said we're going to have about a 35 to 40% move, when we had the 48.6 cent bottom, it was a double, it was actually a triple bottom, but you've seen a W reversal. And we recognized the pattern very early. And I said, for anybody who hasn't bought XRP, this would be a great time because you can immediately be up 35 to 40%. It doesn't mean it happens overnight, but you're talking about from January 24th right now. If somebody bought in at that point when we were doing the live, when we said this is a beautiful spot, but everybody's going to ignore it because they're waiting for 20 cents and 15, or they've got it in their head that, you know, that's not a good, whatever the case may be, but yet they'll buy it at 60 cents or 65 or whatever. But you would have a decision to make because right now, the point of that was we're up 21% from that point. This was a targeted move of between, like I said, 35 and 40%. It's hard to say because we don't know the extension over, but at 66.6, it was approximately 36%. 36%. So that means right now, if you bought, you're up 21%. Even with that 13% drop, not even close to that buy-in. That's the point. When you're buying in for the first time, and now you can go, okay, I bought it at 48 cents. If it goes 28 or 20% below 48 cents, I'll buy 20% more. Hopefully I bought it close enough to the ultimate retracement that should be around 38 cents if it even happens. But if not, I have to keep buying, and it could be 5 buys of 20% down. From your top, though. Only from the top. You have to measure it out from the top. Not each 20% concurrent move. 20% from your first buy-in. Because it can always go 20% down, and you'll fall into a fast trap if you don't understand that. So that's what I'm saying. You got to find moments of opportunity. So right now, to me, we've already made this move, and I'm waiting for, and my big signal was a daily close over 60 cents to finish this move. And right now, that move constitutes, it's about 15%. Anywhere between 12 and 15% roughly, because it's going to extend over just a little bit. But does that mean it comes all the way up and hits like 70 cents on the first push? Does that mean it blows right through here and says, you know what? The hell with this pattern. My end game isn't to come up here. It's actually to come up and reach for higher levels. So we break out of this initial target. I'm actually reaching for about 75. And that would make sense because the all-time pattern from when we went to the all-time highs, this is the formation. It suggests 75 cents. Yeah, this is a different chart because I have another one that's more filled in for the all-time highs right here that everybody's probably thinking of. But the other ones, it's the breakout from the tier we're in from July of 2023, which is why it's important. The next tier, according to this, just like the next tier, according to our January of 24 pattern, was the rising channel resistance based on the way I did the charts. The next tier for this one, if you break out of this, is technically 73 to 75 cents, which would also retest. Remember in the beginning when we talked about the all-time formation, when we went to all-time highs between 330 and 350, depending on exchanges. Now we're in that 6-year consolidation. That also happens to be this downtrending resistance. So pay attention. If we break out over this, we only have one more overextension, which is from November of 2021's pattern, when it started, because that adds an 80 cent or 82 cent resistance, and that would be your overextended run here if it was a fake out. But this lines up step by step by step, and it feels exhausting because some people are like, it never moves. Well, if that's the case, if it never moves, how did we move from the 48 cent mark just on, and nobody understands who's new, or maybe they don't understand maybe that it is actually moving because they're so hypocritical. But how did it move just on February 2nd, not even about 1 month ago? And now instead of being at 48.4 cents, we're up at 60 cents. Not only did we break out of a January formation, that descending triangle, or whatever you want to call it, from January of 24, we have now broken out and held a breakout from the pattern from July of 2023. So it's fine and dandy. We can say it never moves, but that's not true. That's not true. Because if you understand it, it makes it a little bit easier to follow for XRP. Some people think it's a bad thing. I don't look at it as a bad thing. It's easier to understand the rotation with XRP. And the cool thing is if you buy it during the volatility, during the accumulation phase, unlike many others that might trickle up over a period of 3 to 5 months, XRP does it in like 2 weeks. You'll get massive 500-600% moves in 2 weeks, and then it'll just dump out if it's meant to. The point is, though, if you build the accumulation up, at some point you're going to run into a 4 to 5 bagger. Even in 21, when it failed, we ran into over a 3 bagger in like a month and a half. It was crazy. One day you go to bed with 5,000, you wake up, a week later with 18,000. That's what XRP likes to do. Pepe and Shiba top coins as of today. Funny how meme coins. Yep, they always will too. They always do. They always do. Pepe's trying to pair all of its losses. It hasn't even come back up to what it dumped out on everybody. So I always like to say everything tries to make its way back whole. XRP will. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the bounce. And we've almost completed this consolidation. It can only go till December now to cap a 7-year consolidation. Just make sure you stay focused and make sure you don't overanalyze what's going on. It's awesome to watch some of the other ones, but I am very intrigued, not just from XRP, but our bags that we hold, what's transpiring right now. And if you are watching, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. 30 people could hit that like button. So if you think XRP is going to go up to 66.6 cents and you're watching right now, hit that like button. I would like to see if it goes up from 105 towards 130 people to see what you guys think. And if you do appreciate my work, it is the beginning of a new month. Consider joining Tom's Army as a way of saying thank you for the enormous amount of time I put in. And the fact I don't do paid promotions, advertisements, or sponsorships, or promote any products or do any kind of special ads, none of that nonsense. And I put my stuff out for free, and I let you build your portfolio with me every step of the way. And I'm on here every single day, and I'll have my 3-year anniversary. I believe it's March 29th of this month. So March 29th is when I started 3 years ago. I'm proud to say I've never missed a day. Not one. So if you do appreciate what I do, consider joining Tom's Army or sending one YouTube super chat per month, or as the request of some, if you look in the pinned comment, you can also do it via Cash App by clicking that link. If you don't want to do it through YouTube, but you still want to show support. Either way, thank you all for being here. And at the very least, I just ask of my audience, if you are watching, to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. That's all I really ask. I would be so grateful for it. So if you're tuning in, we're watching to see if XRP can make this great play up. We're going to let it go back and forth right now as we had a beautiful close over 60 cents. But right now I want to do for my friend Sean, as he's had a fantastic rally up with Turbo. And I want to see if I can find him some points of interest where he might want to get out. Because right now, Sean, I can already tell you when I was looking at this, the fact that cup is formed, you're going to have to pay very close attention to a possible consolidation. You've completed this cup. Now, oftentimes, we've got a zone here we could target. That doesn't put the bullish handle, something like this. So we've got to watch, Sean. And now if it wants to come up completely and just skip that, there is a chance it could be working on a grander without even doing the bigger consolidation. But in my experience, we have to at least take into account, yeah, Sean's average is 0.00017, and right now it's at 0.008. So to put it in perspective, Sean's up at almost 500%. No, wait a minute. Somewhere around 400 to 500%, I believe. So, but Sean, pay attention, because this key area that it could consolidate here now, we built, and it looks like we're trying to put in the handle. So we're in consolidation. We don't know how far it's going to come. We can only speculate that it's going to put in some kind of handle here. And if we look at this realistically, here's how it did it. Here's how it did it. We came through here. Now it looks like we're building a handle. I would say if we're doing this realistically, even if it did it like this, we've got a handle. If it does this bullish, and let's just say it's coming down to where it's at, Sean. If we got a bullish handle, let's take a look at this in a higher time frame very quickly, because I need to see one thing. Our next targeted move. Ooh. There's 3 areas to contemplate. 3 significant areas. Might be 4. It's hard to say. The first one, it should come past. But I suppose this could be like, all right, let's see if we can get out of Dodge here. But then it starts to open up a little bit if you get past that resistance. I would say a good target if you're trying to, and it's always hard to predict the top, Sean. But it's impossible to say exactly where it's going. Ultimately, it's probably coming up here. We came up, back down. I mean, it's so hard on this chart. Because who's to say if it finishes up that cup that it doesn't go all the way up there to finish that drop? Or maybe it comes somewhere to finish these drops. So, Sean, what I would say is you've had a fantastic rally. And what I would be targeting is if you're not looking to hold this long term and you're looking to layer out of this, I would look first off to make sure that it holds. You know, the handle formation here can come down farther, but you're going to want to make sure this handle holds. And usually, if this handle, if you notice it comes down, and I know it can be pretty lengthy, if it starts coming down and you see it come below 0.55, it could be a problem. So what I'm saying is if you see something worse than this in turbo, and it comes around, and the handle's worse than this, because that would be a logical handle there. And I say that because you had tiers of cups, right? And then it came down, swinging around. So it gives you a little area there where it would be a perfect handle, and then it could swing out. It could do it earlier. But if it comes down below like that 525 level, it could be a problem. But this is a beautiful cup. A handle should form, and then you're going to start tearing out. I would say probably you're looking to see if it can get over 104, and then it's going to start a rally. And then you got to start doing it by level where you think is the most appropriate. First spot to look would be 125. And then as it goes up, those are going to be different variances of cups that it starts to fill out. Oh, yeah. It's going to be different variants of cups, Sean. So to me, I would probably not get, I mean, unless, what I would do if I was you, because it's so oversold or over extended right now, I would probably sell out what I paid. I'm just being real with you. We finished the cup. I would sell out. So if you paid $10,000 and you're up 5x, I would take the initial $10,000 out. Let that 400% rally or whatever ride it out here, and then you can make a decision. That's just me giving you some personal advice that I've experienced. Although you trade a lot more money than I do, that's what I would do. I would take the 100%. Unless you're looking to long-term this, even then, if you have enough liquidity in there, I would take the 100%. I don't know how big of a bag that is for you, but I would do that, and then let's see if it runs that grand pattern. Right now, it's looking very sweet, juicy. It's just so overextended, but like Bitcoin, doesn't mean it has to pull back that far. Take that investment out, and then we'll watch it from there. Take 550005 as your line in the sand, Sean, for this handle, and then start to worry if it doesn't hold it. I think it looks very nice right now. No problem to come up to 1049, and then ultimately 125 should be the first major break. Make it or break it point. So what you could have is a scenario, Sean, where you come up here and it builds this, And then we'll go back to XRP, folks, I promise. And thank you so much for the $20 donation. I didn't even notice that. My dear God, I got into this for Sean. I get very passionate for my audience. Let me pull this up on the phone because it went up so far. I have to acknowledge that donation. Thank you so much, Bandito. Not only for being in Tom's Army for at least 5 months with the XRP predictor, but also sending a $19.99 YouTube super chat. That is so incredibly generous. He says, my name is Dean. Figured I'd introduce myself officially. Thanks for all you do, Tom. All your time, Tom. Hey, Dean, thank you so much. So I'll call you. So it's Bandito. If I mess it up a few times, as some know I do, but I'll remember you, Bandito. Thank you so much, Dean. Thank you so much for not only the donation, but also being in Tom's Army for 5 months. So, Sean, I hope that helps. But just, even if it, what is going on here? Even if it does fill out this flag, or I mean the bullish handle, and it looks like it's extremely bullish, why doesn't it? It's not wanting to work. I'm not sure right now. What's going on? TradingView's trying to sabotage me. TradingView always likes to sabotage me. See? Sometimes my boss, TradingView, will say, you know what, Tom? I know you're in the middle of trying to do some work here, trying to help your audience. But we can't do it right now. Sorry about that. Should work now, though. It's funny. Once I close it. And you see that flag that's forming beautifully, Sean. There we go. It's forming it's forming beautifully. It is. That's forming absolutely beautifully. And that's why I said it could very much just be this small handle. Nobody says it has to be a large handle like that. There's a chance that it could just be a handle like this. That's why I started out like that. But in either event, I would still take my money back after being 400 or 500% up, at least what I paid. Because then you're sitting there and like, hell, even if you want to take 20% over the top, so you know you got some money in the bag. But you know it's not going to zero, so even if it comes down, you know you still got a healthy profit and you've got layers to take it out. And I'd be watching if it comes through like this. Even if it comes up to this 125, watch for this for another bullish consolidation. That's what you'd be looking at first here. Something like that, Sean. I think something like that is... Whoops. Let me do that again just so you have it. I think something like this. And then we're going to go back into XRP. I'm just very excited. I like talking when my audience has gains. So if it comes through, let's just say it does, and then it bounces up, you're going to look for another consolidation like this. Okay? And those are the two chances of where the handle could go. But if it forms a smaller handle like it is right now as it looks, or if it comes down farther, then you're going to look at some kind of bullish consolidation up there. So congratulations, though, Sean. That was a snipe. I'm very happy for you. Let's see. XRP right now is continuing to move up. It is, yes, definitely take your money out, Sean. 120% of what you put in, take out for me, please. Not to pay me. I'm saying take out 120%. You're up 500%. Take out 120% of what you put in so that you can say I've made 20% already no matter what. And then you know you're still going to have stuff over the top, but give yourself a tip for not only buying it, but understanding the fundamental responsibility if you're just a swing trading an asset of taking the profit as you go. And that's a good way to do it because now you've paid yourself back and now you can take that investment and put it into something further if you would like. And XDC, I believe it's going to blow too. There's a lot of these, but somebody said Algo is starting to move. Algo, it's up to, it's at 23 cents. It had a nice day yesterday. Had a nice little rally yesterday. Came up to our major pivot point at 23 cents. And if it gets above that, we know we're tempted at 28 cents. That's just our cut formation. So what I told everybody on, if you're new, what I told everybody on Algo is that if it did this, there's a chance you could just do something like that to move up and it would validate it just for a handle. So just pay attention to that. But that's another one that we bought on Winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays. And it was under 10 cents. And we were doing it $75 a week. We were able to do it for an extended period of time. And we ended up getting just over 7,800 shares as a community, doing it on Winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays on a budget. We've got a myriad of other assets, but it was a beautiful thing to see what we were able to accomplish together. So, but XRP right now is doing what we're looking for. We talked about how it might have a quick boost right on the signal with that 60-cent close. I was hoping for something like this. It doesn't need Bitcoin to do this next move. Bitcoin just needs to stay steady. SHX is stronghold. Some people talk about it. It's just not my portfolio, and I just simply cover too much stuff to always go through 1,000,000,001 other tokens than what's on the list. We have some other stuff that we've got to talk about today. DGB was up another 13%. It's eclipsed, retraced, and now it's getting ready for our next target at 1838. It's done an absolutely beautiful job. We talked about it, and I was begging people to buy DGB back at 006, 008, and I said it was only a matter of time before we go up to 13 and then ultimately higher. And now we've done that entire rally and then some. We've now put in a new formation high as well, and DGB is just on the beginning of its terms. I am so happy with where I'm at with DGB. I could jump, I could scream. I bought DGB back in yesteryear in 21 at 5 cents. Sold it at 15 cents and some change when I sold XRP when it got to $1.66 and all crypto looked like it was dead. It was about to be. And now I bought it back at 0.0062, I would say, on average, because I bought some at 008, a small amount, 10,000, to prove to somebody you could buy it at 008, and it was still an unbelievable deal. And my holdings are 77,777 tokens at 008 and some change. It's insanity. So there's that. XDC, I firmly believe, is getting ready for a big breakout. I bought more XDC just a few short days ago when it was at 396, and I was asked by everybody, what do you think is the best deal between XRP, XLM, and XDC? I thought at the time, and I still do, XDC has the biggest breakout potential here. And I have 40,000 tokens at just about the 3 cent level if you put it all to average. And right now, if we can break out of this expansion zone, we need to get over the 421 level, 4216, and we have a potential at over a 90%, almost 100% breakout here. We're talking about the 84 level. That doesn't mean it's going to get there at once. What, Julie?
Look at your screen behind you.
Oh, what is this?
T.
Huh?
Is that T? Could T have done that?
Oh, was that the TV remote? My son changed the channel. I didn't even know. He changed my backdrop. He put a TV remote back there.
No, it was guys in the hot
Oh.
drinking beer.
Oh, is he on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. My son likes to watch weird stuff. Thank you, Julie. I knew something sounded different. So yeah, that's with XDC. So I'm looking for a big breakout here. We've got to have the catalyst to get over, I would say cleanly, we want to get over this formation at 4222. So 4222. So 4.222 cents. So the angels are watching that one. XLM is up 0.49%. This is another one that I'm very intrigued about. Its continuing rally. It's not up to where it was supposed to come up to, even if it got rejected. And we talked about if XRP went to 66.6 cents, XLM, when it was down here, its target would be up here at 13.5, XRP at 66.6. And to me, it looks like it's running fantastic in that direction. So, I really do. I really do. Anyone else have their trading view up while they watch, Tom, or is it just me? I hope everybody does. I hope everybody has theirs up. Because then you can look at your own, and then you can start filling in the details, too. Maybe there's something that you wanted to put in there. I know everybody's putting in different cryptos. For some of you, the ones that I don't cover, consider how much time I'm putting in. And maybe to influence me, send a YouTube super chat. Join Tom's army. You know? And sometimes, it's just too much to go through 150 of them. I already went through Turbo for Sean. I've went through a bunch of other ones besides XRP, and I'll continue to go through some. Every single thing you see on this list, I own except IOTA because of my region, which it really pisses me off. Bitcoin because I don't like. And Ethereum because I also don't like. Not because they don't move. Some people be like, Tom, you called the bottom at 26,500. You could be up like 150% or more. Be like, yes, but on my Flare, I'm up 500 plus percent. On VeChain, I'm almost up 300%. There's a lot of other things I bought instead of Bitcoin. Zill's up. DGB's over. You know, there's so many different things you could buy that I think have more potential. I don't even think alt season started yet for most of these tokens. There's some that it's certainly starting to look like it. Like Doge is up to 14.3 cents. Julie's smiling and she's saying, look at these losers in X. No, I'm kidding. Because she's up like fucking 47% in the last week. No, 3 days. Julie's up 47% in the last 3 days on her 10,000 tokens. She's been sitting on it since 5/5. I bought hers at the exact same moment within the same month that I bought my XRP at 34.6. So hers is done almost 200%, and we're sitting at what, 60%? So, you know, there's a reason why people bag on XRP. There really is. Now it's up. Your Doge just rallied 3.5% after the close, Julie. It's up to 14.4. Can't make that up. H-bar, Tanya. Hopefully you're still in here and I didn't talk you out of here. I can't believe there's so many people still here. XRP's not even doing anything. A lot of people are disappointed, but you're still showing up. It's unbelievable. Please make sure to hit that like button because it will help. 20 people could still hit that like button that are here that have not. And it will allow YouTube to recommend this video. Tanya, as you know, I updated this chart and got rid of some of the noise. And this is the formation we're in since we had the breakout from the old channel. Now, some could say this is a bullish consolidation, but it is a rising channel. So we're going to want it to break above it sooner rather than later and then push that 14.3. I have the targets on a breakup or a breakdown. I'm more inclined to say it's a breakup because it put in a bullish handle and we're nowhere near our target. We still think we're going to get somewhere between 18 and 23 cents if this plays true. First target's 14.3 out of here though. If you were buying this on Winning Wednesdays, FOMO Fridays, let me know if in the summer you bought H-bar with us on FOMO Fridays, $50 a week. It took us 11 weeks, but we got over 10,000 tokens and it cost us about $550. Not even. Our average is right around 5 cents. And I told everybody, this is going to prove to you that you can, during an accumulation phase, you can do it for a long period of time with a small amount of money. I asked $200 a month out of my audience, and we did it for almost 3 months. And then we moved on from one to the next, and then we got Algo. We only got 7,800 tokens. We got 10,000 of Casper. We have our 10,000 of H-bar. We got our 10,000 plus of Flare. We got our 10,000 plus of Gala. We got our 10,000 plus of, what was the other one? I'm missing one. Anyhow, I'm forgetting one. But then we got 4,000 to 5,000 on Sologenic and Corium. You know, that was on top of what we already had. Sean bought 32,000 H-bar with me. See, you're doing fan-freaking-tastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Joshua and JW bought in as well. Diamond in the Rough says, you help us believe, Tom. I appreciate that. Why are you laughing, Julie? What a Bendito. Is that Dean? I'm trying to remember.
Your cheap Friday date. That's why we're here.
You guys are my cheap Friday night dates? Is that what they said, Julie?
Yeah.
Where's my shot? Who's buying the next round? D. I appreciate that, D. That's awesome. And Dean, thank you for re-upping for 7 months with the XRP Meteor or Predictor. I greatly appreciate that. Bro, you're a cheap Friday night date, so that's why we're here. Oh, man. Come on, peeps. Show some dollars for love. Hey, likes, dollars, memberships in Tom's Army. Even if you do me the solace and you realize that you don't have to be a victim at many moments when it comes to the volatile points in the market. So basically, for 2 seconds, I want to show everybody, if you do join BITUNIX as for the USA, if you're trying to trade XRP, for some reason I can never find the stupid thing when I'm trying to find it. But they're doing a special deposit thing, and that's why I keep talking about it right now, because I don't want everybody to miss. Where the heck am I at on this? Man, I went all the way back into something. But in the USA, there's no VPN. During the volatile moments, and it's pissing me off, Uphold always goes down. Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, your accounts went to 0 for a few hours. Think about if you have a leverage trade and that kind of stuff. So I've been doing case studies with my audience since last July when XRP went up 94%. This exchange never goes down during the high times of volatility. To me, I started transferring some money into there, and now I've got a substantial amount to where I can make moves if I have to. If you are a bigger fish, that I am not, I wish I was, but I am not at this stage. If you deposit $400,000, I'll give you $5,000 for free. And that's cumulative deposits over time if you want. $200,000, $3,000. Man, how the rich just get richer. It's so true. $50,000, a free grand. So let's say you have stuff in one exchange, you deposit it into that, take the money, and after the stipulation, whatever the period is, read the print, get it out of there if you want. $300 USDT if you don't put in 10,000 and then 5,000, get 100 and all down the list. But that's BITUNIX. It's pinned in the comments below. And in the USA, they respect us. They've never gone away. It's one of the few, like Uphold, that despite regulatory uncertainties, they never stop selling XRP to us. I wish I would have learned about it sooner. Mainly when I learned about XRP, so the initial run in 21, I wouldn't have had to pay all the fees to buy my XRP because it was a ton. At least now I can get around it, and I'm trying to invite my audience to do the same. It's just hard to get the word out. So I've chose the lives to pin the comment and bring it up once or twice, especially in the, sometimes towards the middle. And now I know it's getting to the end, so this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. So make sure you click on that, and you join me on BITUNIX. It's that simple. And it's got the lowest spot fees on spot and leverage. So you're not paying if you spend $500 for, God forbid you spend $5,000 for XRP. And this is another thing I was getting sick of back in yesteryear. You spend $5,000 for XRP. Uphold's taking what, $300, $400, $500, maybe more. Some people think that's a joke. Try to use a significant amount of money and see what happens. When I sold out 16,000 in XRP, they took about $1,000. I think it was 860. Remember, Julie, when I sold it, how shocked I was? I was so irritated. On BITUNIX, I could have got it for pennies on the dollar. Instead of 800, it might have been 80 on 16 grand. I made a $500 purchase. It took $1.30. I tried the same $500 purchase on Uphold. It was like $46 or $36, depending on volatility. So that's why I speak so boldly now. I'm going to start supporting the exchanges that aren't ripping me off, period. CJ2 Pilot, thanks for the $4.99 donation. I greatly appreciate that. He says, I will buy next round. Thank you so much with that $5 donation. Sending that YouTube super chat. I greatly appreciate that, my friend. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for at least 3 months with the XRP Meteor. So that's HBAR, everybody. I'm very excited to see more and more people are sticking through the technical analysis outside of XRP. I think everybody's understanding. We built a very nice portfolio with XRP, but it doesn't just have to be XRP. The biggest misconception that everybody has, if they're a holder, if they believe this philosophy, I'm XRP future millionaire for Christ's sake. But I know that we can build into other ISO and IoT assets, the Internet of Things, and put profits from end of bull rallies or bear market rallies, and then when we have to wait, you put it into precious metals and you build that way like we did in 21 while we waited. And our precious metals, gold we were buying between 16 and 1700 in 22, and now it's up to over $2,000. We were buying silver between 16 and 18, it's over 23. There's ways to do this. And I bought more even when it was up a little bit higher. But what we put, and we preach so much about this. So build your own central bank. Build your own vault. Forget the native currencies. Let crypto do what it needs to do as far as money. That's a form of money for us. We can bring it cross borders and we can go anywhere. Let gold and silver be another form of money, but this is your store of value. To me, crypto is more like, all right, I have speculative funds. I know it's going to go up in time, but it's more like gambling because the price goes so up and down, so volatile. So if I sell it 6 months from now, is it going to be 40% up or 40% down? Although it's going to come whole at some point, you never know at that given day whether you're going to be up or down. But gold and silver as a store of value, you at least know year over year you're about the same, but you should be going up steadily based on the declining value of where I live in the US dollar, but in your native countries as well. And Venezuela is a perfect example. Not so long in yesteryear, you could bank with their native currency. Now you have to shovel it into wheelbarrows to buy a loaf of bread. And if you have an ounce of gold, you live like a king for a week or 2 or 3 or a month. It's craziness. Try buy that ounce of gold out there. It costs a fortune. So I'm trying to build a foundation here, not just through crypto, but the main foundation is through precious metals. But the biggest gainers are going to be through crypto with less of it. The whole point is you can put a fraction into crypto, what you're going to put as your store of value in precious metals, and you're going to build a bigger savings over time if you do it properly in crypto, which then in turn builds up your precious metals and your holdings, and then you become not just in the moment rich, but rich through a transformation through your family. Like you can build your precious metals and your cryptos, and you can pass it on now. We're going into a new era, plain and simple. Remember what we said about XRP? If we could close over 60 cents, it could be a catalyst to an immediate run up after the close. I know it's not a big run, but now we're pushed up from 60 cents, now up to about 61 cents, up about 1.21%. That's why it's great to be in spot, ladies and gentlemen. We can watch the up and down, left and right, ebb and flows, and we just sit here and smile and say, all right. Who cares about that minor blimp in the radar? We're almost at 61 cents now, on our way to 66.6 cents ultimately. Yes, ultimately they will take XRP for gold and silver. And if you go to Scottsdale Mint, you can use, in yesteryear, they used to let you use XRP or Bitcoin, but they're letting you use crypto on Scottsdale Mint right now to buy your precious metals. I put many profits in 23 into it. Flare staking and drops are working out for me. Yep, if you own Flare on Uphold, every single month you get an airdrop for free. For free. What is better to buy right now, Casper or Corium? Casper. I'll be very frank on that. In my opinion, I bought Corium at 8 cents. It's up to 14.3. Casper is so undervalued right now. Although circulating supply, but just in the rotation, I wouldn't touch Corium where it's at right now. Too big of a history of dropping below 10 cents and further after rallies. Casper's in a better opportune moment, just to me. But I bought it at around 3.2, so you have to make your own educated and informed decision. Would I suggest using Uphold? I would suggest, if you're buying XRP, no. I would send it thereafter if you're looking for a safe storage space. But I'm going to continue to say it. I would use BITUNIX. Why pay those fees and have the chance of not being able to buy or sell in high times of volatility? For the ultimate storage, sure, if you like Uphold, use it, because I think it's very secure and I keep a lot of my crypto on there. There's over $9,000 on Uphold in value right now for me, approaching almost 10. My XRP's in a wallet, the Zoom or whatever it's switched to now, as I'm very vocal about. But that's only so I can stay on the ledger and earn rewards in the future time, and they're going to be doing there's a whole bunch of stuff that's about to transpire. So, oh yeah, I'm not paying for their damn vault. I know, I was so pissed. That's one of the reasons that pisses me off with the Uphold. They were talking about this vault that you would get to store your stuff, but they want you to pay. So, I mean, that rubbed me the wrong way for one. But yeah, it's a safe place to store it. But I would go to BITUNIX. Look at the pinned comment. That's what I'm doing. It doesn't go down in high times of volatility. Wait a minute, Kryptonian Bifrost for staking. Wait a minute, for XRP, I'm going to have to look into this. Is this for staking? I'll do research on this like I did with BITUNIX. It'll take a while. And if I'm comfortable with it, I'll add that up there with it. This would be an excellent thing to know. Wait a minute, staking for what? It can't be for XRP. Is it for Flare? Or for what? Did you see what he said, Julie?
For Flare.
Okay, Flare. Okay, perfect. I'm going to have to look into that. Will you send me an email, Kryptonian? Julie, will you put in strutregali@gmail.com? If you look, Julie,
Spell it right.
it's STRUT.
Oh, I got it.
Yep. Julie's going to put it in the comments. If you would send me that exchange so that I can,
Right, that's right.
so that I can look at it, and I'll let my audience know. You know, once I figure out the nuts and bolts, but we need to know where we can make a little bit of bank on our stuff. That'd be great to know. XRP is at 61 cents. But yeah, if you're interested and you're asking me where I would trade BITUNIX right now, don't pay the spot fees. Pay the lowest spot fees in the USA. They don't require a VPN or even doing a KYC unless you're depositing money. If you're sending money from another exchange, it's going to be easy. Send it in a form of currency that you can. Send it in XRP for the hell of it if you want to, so it gets there quick. But yeah, just do that. Yamamoto Bifrost Ledger. Excellent. Yeah, Zaman is what I use. Yep. That's what I use. Zaman. It used to be. I know, it's funny. So yeah, that's basically what I got, everybody. My voice is so tired right now. I hope this update found everybody well. We're looking at XRP. Our next major resistance is about 62. It's this resistance right here. We need to now get over 62.59 cents. And that's our final catalyst to signal 66.6 cents. We have signaled a push to 66 cents. But now we need our final confirmation by breaking and holding 62.59 cents. On a daily close would be better, but we certainly don't want to get rejected there. So just pay attention to everything I've said today. Thank you all so much for the back and forth. I greatly appreciate every one of you. And if you made it until the end, type in hashtag be better, do better in the comments. Seriously, you all, thank you so much. Oh yeah, Shiba. I wanted to cover that for everybody. We don't have a lot of Shiba. I didn't know how much to buy. I only bought $100 worth at, well, I mean, I should have bought it more than $100. But let's just put it, when we bought the $100, if everybody remembers, it was back before it broke the rotation. We were doing it back in, it was back in here somewhere, August of 2023. So somewhere around, it was when it went back down to the 4 digits instead of 5. So it was like 8 or 9. I think it was 8 something. So somewhere around here. So we're up a couple 100% on that. This is one that's been absolutely railing. And it's going crazy. But it really, all it's doing right now is it's coming up to this cup. So first here, it's probably going to make a big rally still. It's got to come up there approximately. So pay attention to that, everybody. Have a blessed evening. Thank you all so much. My voice is getting a little tired.